Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of I'm Not Okay with Dani G. It's me, Dani G, and today we talk about being gay. And yes, I'm gay, so we will be talking about the gay life and the gay community. So heads up for all those people who can't stand us gays. It's gonna be a super gay one. And if you love us, then hold on to your wig, sister, because here we go. Alright, guys, welcome back. And if you're new, hi there. And I hope you enjoy the podcast. And if you're not new, I hope you enjoyed last week's podcast and get ready for another one. This week, I'm going to talk about something that is a little close to home. I've mentioned it here and there. I'm very open and out about it, but I've never really gotten into detail about it. So I guess I'll do a little bit of that today, get a little personal with you. As some of you know, or as some of you don't know, this weekend I finally rented this movie that I've been dying to see. I've heard so many good things about it from like celebrities to other podcasts to actual people that I know and talk to. So nothing but good reviews about this movie. So it's been out for a while. I'm super late to the game, but I heard nothing but good things about it and like awards and stuff. So I really wanted to watch it. It's called Love, Simon. And so Sunday I was out and about and doing stuff, and then just randomly was like, you know what? I think we're gonna rent this movie. So I was out with some friends, with Jay and some stuff, and we were running around, and finally she was like, you've been wanting to see this movie, let's go ahead and rent it. So we rented the movie Love, Simon. And I don't know if you know about it, so I'll explain it to the people who don't. It's just a movie about a boy who has a normal, perfect life, like great family, great friends, super understanding, super cool. Not the popular kid in high school, but not like the loser, just like has a really cool group of friends. And he's gay, and nobody knows. So, I don't want to give away too much. So, he ends up having to help someone because they're blackmailing him, knowing that he's gay and they were going to out him. So all this stuff goes down, and it's a really, really, really good movie. And in the end, he ends up having to come out to everyone, and they're super great and understanding, and it was really great to see that because sometimes people don't know, like, it's not that easy to come out. It's not something that everyone's comfortable with. It's really hard to sit down and tell your parents that you're not who they thought you were going to be when you were born, because I'm pretty sure, they weren't expecting a gay daughter or a gay son. So I really liked the movie that he came out, and he came out to his parents, he came out to his friends, and it was really great to see reactions. And I just like that it wasn't so Hollywood where everyone was like, oh, that's okay, we love you. Like, it affected people in different ways, and it was really great to see that dynamic because that does happen, and some people don't know that, where you come out gay and some people are like, oh, I don't care, or some people are like, oh, I knew, and then there's others who are like, I'm just not okay with that, and will straight leave you. And it hurts. I'm gay. I prefer women and love women. And I came out to my dad when I was a lot older. My childhood was great. My in-between childhood and teenage years was a hot mess. And that's like a whole nother podcast because that gets so confused and tricky and sides get taken. There's a lot of tea in that episode, but we won't go there. So I wasn't living with my family at the time, and I hadn't lived with them for a while, so I never really got to sit down and talk to them or kind of understand what I was feeling and why and all that. So I lived in a very Christian-based home, very faith-based, and I had nothing wrong with that, but it really wasn't my cup of tea because I wasn't raised that way originally. And then I was born Catholic, but I was being raised a different religion, so it was kind of confusing. And then, I was never really pushed with religion. It was in our family, but it wasn't something we did day in and day out, whereas in the other home I was in, it was very religious-based, and everything revolved around the faith somehow, whether it was dinner or cleaning or family time, everything revolved around God. And so it was so hard to understand what I was feeling and why with people around me there, because they would have never understood. They would have thought it was wrong. So I felt very judged, and so I had to hold it in for a long time. So when I finally was away from that home and on my own, I stayed on my own for a little bit, where I had other people in my life and I was living with other people, but I didn't have parentals around me and I didn't have religion pushed on me. So I kind of got to explore myself. And in that, I finally knew, yes, I'm gay and I do like girls and prefer girls. And so I explored that. And still not telling anyone and just kind of doing it on my own, I dated a girl. And that's a whole other thing, because that's a mess. And my first girlfriend was my worst girlfriend. That's what the title of that podcast will be, because my first girlfriend was the worst girlfriend I have ever been with in my entire life. Was a terrible person to me and all the people after me. But I will explain both sides of that party, and you can be the judge, but I promise you, you will definitely see my side. Anyways, so this was my first girlfriend. I don't know anything, and we're just exploring what it's like. I'm under the assumption that she's also gay, and like I said in my other podcast, you'll find out that she is, but there's like a whole bunch of other stuff behind it, and secrets and lies and hidden children, and it was a lot. So anyways, we're dating. She didn't live in my town. She actually lived in another state, New Mexico, so we didn't see each other a lot. But she would come down to visit, and we would hang out. And so it was a long-distance relationship, so I guess that kind of helped me, too. That way I kind of not had to hide it, but had time to keep it to myself, because I wasn't ready to come out yet, I guess. I don't know. And so she ended up being in my life for a while. I think we ended up dating 3 years, and the first few months were great, and I ended up having to go stay with my dad, who I hadn't lived with in a very, very long time, since I was 13. So I went to go live with my dad, and he wasn't in the best place in his life, and I was going through some stuff, so we were kind of just not in our high points in life, and he was doing his own thing, and so it was great that I could do my own thing since I was an adult, and it was kind of hard to be 19 living with your parent. That's so embarrassing. Even though I had a job, and then I even got another job while I was staying, so it was closer to my dad's house. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like he was on my case. It was just, I've always been used to my privacy, and then I had just found freedom, and then it got kind of taken away. So it was hard. But anyway, so my girlfriend at the time would come down, and she would visit, and my dad was there. She would come visit me at my dad's house, and I always would say, "This is my friend, this is my friend, this is my friend." And, never said anything about it, not thinking that my dad could put two and two together. Hello, I don't know why I didn't think he could do that. I guess I was just young and stupid and doing stupid things back then. So she would come down a lot, and I guess finally one day my dad came into my room, I remember, and he laid on my bed, and he looked at me, and I was like, "What's up?" And he's like, "Are you gay?" And I said, "Yeah." And we'll call her Janet for this podcast, but there's a reason why. But anyways, he said, "You and Janet, that's your girlfriend?" And I said, "Yeah." And he sounded a little bummed, but at the time I didn't pick that up. I don't know what I was doing, probably being young and stupid and not paying attention. I don't know, probably texting her or Facebooking her. Facebook had just come out when we started dating, just came out. MySpace was still a thing. So this was a long time ago. And he was like, "Oh, okay." And he seemed kind of bummed, and I don't think I had sensed it then, and if I did, I didn't notice it enough to think of why this would be a big deal. But come to find out later on, we talk, and my dad was he said he's never been disappointed or he's mad or upset, but he was a little bummed because he always thought he'd walk his daughter down the aisle and, he'd have grandkids and this and that. And I explained to him, I'm sure at another time that those things are still going to happen, and they can happen in my life. They're not taken away from me because I'm gay. they're just not going to happen right away because I'm gay. And this was back then when gay marriage was not legal. And this was back when, I'm sure like surrogacy was like so harder to do compared to now. I honestly don't know. I have never gone down that path. And so he was a little sad and I never really knew. And I mean, I'm sure as time gone by, he seems fine. I try not. I think ever since then, I don't hold back, but I'll never introduce anyone like, oh, this is my girlfriend, and we've been dating, da-da-da. I'd always say, like, this is my friend. But he kind of catches on when he sees, like, oh, your friend's been over here, like, 2-3 weeks in a row and sleeps in your bed. Like, he kind of gets it, and that's when he's like, okay, well, make sure you're being careful and you're being safe with your friend. And I'm like, yeah, Dad, I know. Or when I go through a breakup, he'll be like, oh, we're so-and-so. And I'm like, oh, we're not really talking anymore. And he's like, oh, that's okay. And if it's meant to be, you'll talk again. So he, like, knows. And we just kind of keep it chill and we keep it casual. And I'm okay with that. I don't want to make him feel uncomfortable. And I don't want to push it on him. My mom, on the other hand, is just all about it. And she's so proud that her daughter's gay. And her daughter's a vegan. And her daughter's this. And her daughter's that. And, like, she will shout it at the rooftops how proud she is of me, and she's never judged me, and she's always like, where's your girlfriend, and how's your girlfriend doing, and she's so funny, and anyone I've ever been with, I always warn them, like, my mom is crazy, and she's loud, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That goes for my whole New York family, but I love them to death. And, so my mom has always been okay with it, and I appreciate that. My dad, he's been okay with it, like I said, but I did lose a family member. There's an uncle I have in my life that I'm not close to for other reasons, and, very dark past and not a good one. So I've never really been close with him in the first place. But when he found out I was gay through, I don't know, family, because I've never even talked to him or told him I was gay, it got back to me that he wasn't okay with that and he couldn't be around anyone who did that or was like that. And it didn't bother me because, like I said, we aren't close to begin with, so it really didn't affect me. But it was just it was so shocking to have someone deny me because of what I am. That had never happened to me. And like I said, I had kept it in so long, so like no one really knew. But for someone to say, I don't want to speak to you anymore because you like girls, it blew my mind. Like, wow, you're that close-minded and judgmental and very big on a man should be with a woman and a woman has to marry a man and take care of the man? What? I know older people don't understand and it's, the generational gap or whatever, but it's shocking because even if that's the right way, I'm still your family at the end of the day, and I feel like you just take family over anything, which just shows where, like, his morals and his whatever stands are, and I really don't care, like I said, but that was my experience with family coming out, and everyone else I can think of is fine, all my aunts and my uncles besides the one, my siblings, they know I'm gay. I don't think I ever sat down and told them, but they've always been introduced. Not always, like I introduce all the girls in my life, but when I have someone and I introduce them, they see them for a while and they kind of get it. And I tell whoever I'm with that about my siblings or whatever and that whole mess of a situation, and they're super understanding as well. And I can't think of anyone else that was sad or disappointed, so I got lucky there. Friend-wise, I've gone through so many friends in my life. I go through these periods and waves of, like, friends from high school, and then, you make friends at a job, and then you try to keep both. So I've gone through waves of friends, but I've always had good experiences with friends knowing I'm gay, and I have gay friends, and I have straight friends, and I have transsexual friends, and I love them all. I love all kinds of people. I love gay, I love straight. I just don't like closed-minded people. I can't stand the people who don't try to understand and just shut down the thought automatically. Well, oh, that's disgusting, or oh, this and that, or the gross guys who are like, oh yeah, I want to see you make out with a girl. I don't like those kind of people. But there are people who are like, hey, I'm not down with that, and I understand, so I don't go rubbing it in my face, and I'm not like, woo, I'm a lesbian, like, let's talk about it. No, I don't announce it to every person I meet. That's not the first thing I say. Usually I say, hi, my name's Daniela. Like, I take it slow. um, so I know how to be appropriate about what I am as well. Because there are those people who are like, I'm here, I'm queer, I'm fabulous, and yes, bitch, I'm fierce. Like, wig snatched. And that's cute and that's fun, and I have friends like that, but I kind of understand more when they get a little bit more issues, and because they kind of like push it in your face, where I'm just not that way. But I'm not judging. I don't care, and I have friends like that, and I let them do their thing. That's how they are, and they kind of know what they're getting into anyways. So it's been really great to have understanding family and friends overall. I really appreciate it. It can definitely get hard. It's funny because in the movie, there's some gays and they get teased and stuff like that, and they get made fun of. And I've never really been teased, like I said, but I also don't notice this, but I've been told in the past when I'm with another girl who's either a friend or a girlfriend that, like, we got some type of look or something, and I never noticed. They're like, oh, did you see them? They, like, looked at us like we're freaking fucking disgusting lesbos. And I'm like, no, I totally didn't see. I'm so blind to, like, people making faces at me or making remarks at me. That stuff just, like, rubs right off of me. I don't even pick it up. I don't even notice. Someone has to tell me. And that's because I don't judge. So when I look at someone, I'm not like, oh my God, they're so disgusting because they're orange and they're holding a green person's hand or whatever. Like, I just don't care. But it does happen where we get looked at a lot for the way we are, and, holding hands, or when you see two gay guys and a kid and you hear the whispers and the talk, and it's unnecessary. I just don't understand how we're not past it yet. We have so much bigger issues going on in this world that are so more important than who's with who and why they're that way. Everyone's living their normal life, and it doesn't hurt anyone. So like I said, I've never really been too bullied on being who I am, but I do not, like I said, announce it. And even in past relationships, I'm not the type of person to, like, make out with my girlfriend in front of their parents or in front of my parents. I don't think you should do that even if you're a straight couple. I think that's disgusting, and there's respect for your elders. So I keep it simple with whoever I'm with, and, I'm just not that type of person to announce every 10 seconds, hey, I'm gay, just in case you forgot. And I've been very lucky in that sense. So the movie ended, back to the movie, really positive, really happy, and it was such a good movie. I loved it. It was so, 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 so good. Oh my God, if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. Love, Simon. Jennifer Garner's in it. Some of the cast from 13 Reasons Why was in it. The main girl, Hannah Baker. And it was such a good, good, good movie. It was so good. And the music was awesome. It was a really good movie. And that was really my gay speech for the day, I think. Just be proud of who you are, and you don't have to hide it. But like I said, you don't have to throw it out there. Some people might be okay with it. Some people might not be okay with it. So just be you and be comfortable. You don't have to feel judged all the time, because you're not. And if you are, let them, because you get to go home and sleep at night and not worry about what everyone else is doing, because you're not being judgy. It's a hard life being gay, yes, but it's not unmanageable. There's so much help out there, and you'll be so surprised how many more people are understanding. And I love talking to people who are confused or worried, and, I'm always that person, I think I've said it in the past, that, like, people just vent to me, and I just give off that vibe, I guess, of like, yes, come talk to me, tell me your problems, and I will nod and I will listen and I won't tell anyone. So I get brought a lot of issues and worries and doubts, and it's okay. It's okay to be scared as well. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's actually a lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender national hotline. It's toll free. It is 1-888-843-4564. Again, that's 1-888-843-4564. And it's toll free Monday through Friday, Saturdays as well. And you can just go there. They also have an email, help@glbthotline.org. And if you ever need to talk to someone, they can help you. They understand and they won't judge you. And that's just if you need to talk to someone about how to come out. And they give you like pamphlets, or they can also help you with their database to help find sports leagues and student groups and LGBT friendly businesses and things like that in your nation, in your region. They're so helpful, and they have resources for cities and towns across the entire United States. So please don't be afraid to call them. Don't be afraid to talk to someone. Have a friend. Have just someone to talk to. Call them, and it's okay. It's a really big deal, and you shouldn't go through it alone. I got lucky in the sense that there was a period in my life where I was going through it alone because I didn't understand it and I couldn't explore it. But once I tried it out, I got so much love and support, and it was really great. And I think that's why I kind of didn't have that sit down with my dad. I just felt so comfortable, like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be. And I was around people like that, and they were so comfortable. And I kind of was just like, this is me. This is how it needs to be. I don't need to explain myself. You don't have to explain to me why you're straight. I don't care why you're straight. If you like a guy or if you like a girl and you're the opposite sex, go for it. I'm not judging, so you don't need to explain to me, so I don't need to explain to you. You know what I mean? Last story, I had a friend in high school, and we're still friends to this day, and I won't mention his name, but we're just such great friends. I cannot believe we've known each other so long. Our 10-year high school reunion's coming up, and he was like, oh, are you going? And I was like, oh, I don't know. And he's like, yeah, the last time I was at that school, I was straight. And he said that because when we were in high school, he was like super Christian straight boy. And I mean, like, had a Bible in his backpack. I think I mentioned him before in the podcast. He would like go around quoting the Bible, and not in a judgy way at all. He was like super like, yes, come join my youth group and blah, blah, blah. And read the Bible during lunch, and it wasn't like one of those like little mini handy ones. It was like a big legit paper Bible, like flipping through them pages. Like, no, bro, that is too much. So we graduate high school, we continue life, and I think we're kind of in and out of each other's lives. We ended up going to the same college, so we still saw each other. And then it was like one day I was at a club and I saw him, and he was just a completely different person, like covered in glitter, covered in sweat, and like skin tight pants, and his shirt was like unbuttoned at the top, all Enrique Iglesias. And I was like, what the heck? Come to find out, he's super gay, and he has been coming out even more and more ever since. Like, now he does dance, and he's this incredible dancer, and he has like beautiful hair, and he wears makeup. Like, he's just this gorgeous person. He is better looking than me, and oh my god, the glow up was so real with him. And he's such a cutie patootie. But it's just so funny because back in high school, that's how he felt too, and we didn't even know, because he didn't know I was gay till we both saw each other at that club. So we were both pretending to be straight, both being gay, and stayed in each other's lives. And I'm so thankful, and I'm so grateful, and I love him so much. And I've just always been lucky in that sense that I've just found all the right people to keep in my life. And it's really funny because I have this little group of friends that like I've just known for like 5 to 8+ years, and they have just always been in my life. And they're like the original people I grew up with at this like independent living home. And no matter what we've gone through, we have always just stayed or remained friends or stayed in each other's lives. We may not talk every day, but something will make us think of one of us, and we like hit each other up. It's just this great feeling of like that little family you had that, you know, I came out to them and they were completely understanding, and ended up that it was this great little group of friends, and some were gay and some were straight and some were super gay and some were kind of like in but not out of the closet yet. And now it's just great that we're all grown up and living our lives, and we all do great things. One like is an optometrist, one is a hairdresser who has like beautiful children and this awesome husband. Another one, I think he like travels a lot. He's still like single and independent, so he gets to like enjoy life and has this really great time. And it's just really cool, and I'm really thankful that I consider them my family and my gay family, even though some aren't, just because they were the ones who helped me come out of the closet, I guess you could say. I've never really said that. Oh, I had to come out of the closet. I don't know why I don't feel like I need that term. But yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you for another podcast of I'm Not Okay with Dani G. it has been me, Dani G. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you want to come out, or if you want to talk about your coming out story, please go find me on my social medias, on my Instagram, my Facebook, my Snapchat, my Twitter. All that is I'm Not Okay, Dani G. Look it up and you will find me. Come, please tell me your story, or tell me your worries, or tell me your questions. And if you need help, like I said, there's the Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, and Transgender National Hotline, toll free 1-888-843-4564. Again, 1-888-843-4564. Please, just talk to someone. You're not alone. I promise you're not alone. I wasn't alone, and I'm still not alone. It's a really great community to be in. It's so close-knit, it's so tight, and it's so welcoming. It's so great to be around other people who can just be themselves and not be judged. And that's why I love going to those pride things, or little gay nights or stuff like that. I just love being around those people because they are so happy when they get to be themselves. And that genuine happiness is the best feeling in the world. It's the warmest hug ever. So please, don't be ashamed and don't be scared. And if you're not ready, that's cool too. Again, go check me out on my social medias. Please go see the movie Love, Simon. It is out on DVD, Blu-ray, Redbox, whatever. I Redboxed it and it was so good. I watched it twice. It was just so good. You could not help but love that movie. Alright guys, well, this has been another podcast of I'm Not Okay with Dani G. I'm not okay. I hope you guys aren't okay, so we can not be okay together. Bye!